This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
Welcome, family. This is your friend, Brother Ron, also known as R2C2H2 the Artivist. I just attended the wake of my paternal grandmother, the one and only Queen Mother, Leatha, Teresa, French, herd-britto. I say all that to say she was truly an extraordinary woman, truly beyond category. And when I came into the room, it was amazing how my grandma, even in death, could bring together so many diverse people. That was really her magic, I would say. She was a miracle worker. I was blessed enough to spend some quality time with her before she passed. Like I said, if you read my Facebook message, or my post about me visiting my grandmother, a last-minute game time decision on the 4th of July, a hell of a day for me, but really a wonderful day. If you think about my grandma was born on July 4th, 1928 in Kansas City, Kansas. To the man on my t-shirt, let's see, I showed this t-shirt, Thomas French, TJ French, whose last name was Perret, but he had to change it because he killed a white man in Greenville, South Carolina, where he's from, in order to protect his woman, my great-grandmother, my grandmother's mother, from harm. So that's another story altogether, but I say all this to say that my grandma, BrITto, was his last born child out of 10. He had 10 by my great-grandmother, and she was the last one, born on July 4th, 1928, and he was in his late 60s when she was born, and he ended up dying at the age of 76 in the middle of the Great Depression. But my grandfather was one of the first black men in Kansas City to own property, to build successful businesses. So although he had a rough beginning in South Carolina, by him standing up for his black woman, he was blessed tremendously. He gave this world 10 dynamic individuals, one of them being my grandmother, Leatha, and her brother, Uncle Frenchie, who was the only one left of that generation. He's the last man standing, the second youngest, but the last man standing. He will be 90 years young this October, and it's a blessing to have him around and hear his wonderful stories. I had a chance to go down to South Carolina several times over the recent years, to interview him, and all this is available because I think it's my job is to get these incredible stories and, like my grandma, bring people together. And it was a beautiful scene at the wake today. I got in late and I was coming from Maryland, so I had a 10-hour drive. I've been driving a lot, marathon driver lately. But I'm not tired. I'm really enthused. I'm inspired because I already told people that 2016 was going to be a strange weird and special year, really a unique year in the annals of years. And we had had a lot of great losses, some that many are aware of, some that a lot of us are not aware of, but we'll feel the effects in the years and months to come, unfortunately. And one of that happened to be my grandmother, Grandma BrITto. She was a special woman. I remember back in the summer of 2010, I had a near-death experience, and it was this weird, disembodied voice that was speaking to me. I guess I was near-death. I mean, I had a medical emergency, but I heard this voice talking to me like as if time slowed down. This voice gave me some jewels. I asked her, who was this voice? Who was this person, this voice? And also, let me clarify yesterday when I said it was a voice that came to me about 6 years ago in the summer of 2010. It didn't call itself I am. It called itself the source. The voice called itself the source. So it wasn't I am, it was the source. It actually said, I actually like, who are you, this voice, and it told me that I needed to research the background of my grandmother and her family tree. And I was not disappointed by what I found, and I will share more of that later on in the near future. But it was called the source. So it really had a very universal appeal. And it told me, I believe, some secrets of life, it's like I was down there for hours just talking to this voice, but probably just about 30 or 40 minutes. But the voice told me a significant thing. It said, go find out about your grandma's side of her family, your father's mother. Find out about her lineage. They got some exceptional people in that bloodline. And sure enough, go snooping around, find out, about her, Uncle Frenchie, who lives in Charleston, Uncle Frenchie, James French. He's really a local hero there. He actually found and owned the oldest black-owned newspaper in the state of South Carolina, the Charleston Chronicle. He's a pioneer. He's a Navy man. He got these fishtails. Some of them are very true. Some of them are hard to believe. But I always tell people that black history is better than science fiction. Real black history is better than Hollywood fiction any day of the week, because they're so incredible stories. So I was blessed to interact with Uncle James, because a lot of folks say you should meet him. And in the spirit of my grandma, I have been traveling the country, like going to Charleston and Kansas City and other places as well, and talking to people. Because like when I first walked into the funeral home, it was like a convention. You had the Missouri delegates that I knew from KC and St. Louis. Then you had the Charleston delegates. Then you had the ATL delegates. Then you had the Tennessee delegation represented by me and some other folks. But it was beautiful to see all these people. And even to meet some people I'm meeting for the first time. Even though we might be first cousins, I'm meeting them for the first time. And it's a beautiful thing, because out of this negativity is a silver lining. It's a positive effect. And I just want to thank my grandma once again for doing what she was able to do in life that she's now doing in death. She's bringing people together, and she's making the world a better place, But yeah, I started looking into that background, my grandma's lineage. Her father was an extraordinary black man. I just talked a little bit about him. But I also found out that my grandma was a civil rights activist, just like my biological grandfather, her husband, Herbert Hurd Sr., who died, unfortunately, in a tragic and a mysterious work accident back on April 9th, 1970, at the age of 44. He was the father of 7 children, and he left my grandmother a young widow. But it was amazing was that my Uncle Herb showed me the obituary, and even the paper in Saginaw said he was a black leader of the Saginaw community. It says it in the obituary headline, which is incredible. So now I can understand or understand where I get some of my things from, where I get some of my, my activism from, and my, my social justice mindset. Now I know it's inherited. It's not just a lucky incident or coincidence. It's actually inherited through the bloodline. So I'm proud to be a part of these people's lineage, and know that the best is yet to come. And please keep my family and me as well in your thoughts and prayers and positivity and light, because I know everybody don't pray, but when I say pray, I mean positive energy, positive actions, positive attitudes. Anything with positivity will help me and help us right now in this moment of transitioning. I'm not just talking about my family or my grief or my pain, but also humanity's grief and growth and pain. And just keep us in your thoughts and prayers. All of us now do the same for everybody, known as well as unknown, because sometimes I don't answer everybody email or text or phone calls and whatnot, but do know that the work that I'm doing is on behalf of you. Do know that even though I might not talk to you and stuff like that, that I'm actually have listened to your thoughts and concerns, and that you are making me a better human being and making me better at my craft, because I do believe in constructive criticism. So in the words of the great Duke Ellington, we love you madly, keep on producing and pushing. I was gonna say, the lineage, because found out, investigate my grandma's side of the family, that I'm actually related to Curtis Mayfield and Julia Mayfield, both exceptional artists in their own right, who are also very much about activism and social justice. So that makes a lot of sense to me. So I said, okay, I don't feel like a weirdo, too much. I do still feel creative with maladjusted as a creative and thinking black man in a system of white supremacy racism. But now I know where my roots are. How can you love a tree you can't respect its roots? So I just want to know I come from strong roots. And yeah, more to come. I'm going to have to write a book about this stuff. I can't tell everything because there's some interesting stuff I found out, but I'll write a book about it and do some other things related to the projects to bring this information before us, because really the foundation of a real education is knowledge of self. Love you, Grandma.
Oh, when the saints come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in. I know Grandma Leatha will be in the number. Oh, when the saints come marching in. But I